I loved making things with my hands since I was a kid. I was always drawing, making things from clay, and cutting things out of paper. My handmade journey started when I was about 6 years old. I watched my grandma crochet a rug from old fabric scraps. I wanted to try it too. She gave me a crochet hook, and for a long time I remembered exactly which little part of the rug on the floor was made by me. After my grandma passed away, I inherited her old hand-sewing machine. When I was around 8, my mom sat me down in front of it. She showed me how to thread it, gave me a pile of future kitchen towels, and told me to finish the edges. I made about 10 of them. By the time I was 10, I could hem my jeans, mend socks, sew soft toys, knit, crochet, and do embroidery. Whenever I was making something, the whole world became smaller. Only the thing in my hands mattered. Everything else disappeared. I grew up in Ukraine, where being able to do everything yourself was normal. People called it having golden hands. So for me, doing things never felt special. It was just a natural part of the life. Then I moved first to England and later to the US. I discovered a world where you could buy absolutely anything and have it delivered right to your door. For a few years, I completely forgot what it felt like to make things myself. I got caught up in a consumer lifestyle. Things came quickly and left just as quickly, without bringing any real joy. There was this strange emptiness inside me that I wanted to fill with more shopping, and it felt even worse because clothes from stores started looking worn out after only a few wears. Among all those clothes, there was one dress I had sewn myself about 10 years ago from some simple cotton I bought on sale. There was nothing special about it, but it outlasted everything I had bought. I still wear it today, and it has been with me through the best and the hardest moments of my life, and it still looks brand new. A year ago, my husband and I moved from the US to Portugal. It was a very budget move. We left with one large suitcase and 2 backpacks. Inside we had our most important things and only basic clothes. We donated or threw away most of our belongings, thinking that after the move we could buy everything again. But our financial situation wasn't stable. We worked as freelancers, we didn't know the local language, and finding a regular job wasn't easy. We weren't starving, of course, but we had to cut all expenses that weren't necessary for survival. We saved money on everything. Autumn came, the day became rainy and damp. The only seasonal clothes I had were a jacket, a hoodie, and a pair of jeans. I really missed the things we had left behind in the United States. It was uncomfortable to look at my wardrobe and see so many gaps that I simply couldn't fill. There was a fabric store not far from our home. We often walked past it on our way to buy groceries. They put baskets with fabric leftovers outside and sold them for ridiculously low prices. At first, I couldn't believe the sign really said €1. For a long time, I didn't dare to take a closer look, but one day I checked one of the baskets. In less than a minute, I pulled out a piece of wool flannel. It was warm, soft, and cozy. Without thinking twice, I bought it and a small zipper. I desperately wanted a warm flannel skirt. I didn't have a sewing machine. All I had was a needle, some black thread, and a pair of scissors. But I wanted that skirt so badly that at that moment I didn't need anything else. I spent a couple of evenings making myself a warm pleated miniskirt with a zipper and pockets. It turned out exactly how I wanted it to be. I wore it all winter. Those 2 evenings changed something inside me. I remembered that feeling you get when you make something with your own hands, and the feeling of completeness when you wear something you made yourself. Something shifted in my mind. We spend a lot of money on things that are supposed to give us a status and make us feel important. When we don't really understand why we live or what we are moving toward, we try to find meaning in buying more things. We hope they will fill the emptiness inside us. We believe advertisements that promise a better life. We follow other people's standards and make them part of who we are. Then one day we realize that someone else has exactly the same things. We tell ourselves that this makes us part of a group. We surround ourselves with people who like the same things, but after some time we get tired of it. Even when you are surrounded by people like you can still feel deeply lonely. You feel that you are not living your own life, but asking yourself, who am I really, can be scary. You are afraid to look into that mirror and find nothing there. In my own battle with that emptiness, I would never have thought that a simple sewing needle could help me. I had a piece of fabric in my hands that cost less than a loaf of bread. It didn't care what brands I could afford, what status I had, what I did for work, whether I spoke the local language, or how many zeros were in my bank account. The only thing that mattered was whether I could turn that cheap piece of fabric into something useful. And when I made something that kept me warm and cozy through the whole winter, I understood important things, that I don't need to be on top of the world. My hands are enough. Consumer culture teaches us that everything should be easy, that we should always grow, expand, and think bigger. But the faster you move through life, the fewer things leave a mark on your soul. When you make something yourself, you give it the most valuable thing you have, your time. And when you finish it, you have something you truly value. That thing gets its own story and its own soul. You don't want to throw it away a month later, because it holds a piece of your life. I fell in love with the idea of making my own wardrobe. I already knew how to knit and crochet, and we set aside a little money to buy me a second-hand sewing machine. Since then, I have made the whole pile of clothes, and it fills me with so much pride. I'm happy that I found this hobby again. I made my inner life richer, and it changed me. I came back to my favorite state of being, where I create more than I consume. And the next thing I wanted to create was this cozy little corner. I want to share my projects and discoveries with you guys. Maybe someone will find inspiration here. I love to hear what you think about making things with your own hands and how it has affected your life. Okay, I think this video needs a bit more interesting ending. You can see these fabrics that are looking forward to become my next sewing projects. I will film in all the process and add it to my channel. So if you like this type of content, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave your comments, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye!